Hello, and welcome to Rightsteps Reframes Resilience. A resilient mindset is something that we hear about a lot, so much so that it can start to feel a little heavy. This Mental Health at Work Day, we wanted to take a step back and really reframe what resilience means. Not as pushing through or coping alone, but something that really grows and thrives when individuals really feel supported. Today, you'll hear honest reflections, practical strategies, and insights from our experts about what really works. You'll learn how organisations and teams can nurture resilience, not demand it. And we started with one simple question: what does resilience mean to you?
Resilience is about keeping in mind that things always work out in the end.
To me, resilience is about how you recover from a setback.
Resilience to me is knowing when to ask for help and also learning from any mistakes you might have made so that you can do better in the future, and also just, being more aware of yourself going forward as well.
Resilience to me is pushing through.
Kind of being able to deal with whatever comes your way, especially if it's a challenge or if it challenges you.
This means not giving up. It means trying your best to make things work. It's about kind of keeping the fight up.
The ability to bounce back after a tough time.
Having a toolbox of different strategies, different things that you can do to keep yourself well when things are maybe a bit turbulent or a bit stressful.
What's interesting is to see how often resilience is about toughness or muddling through, rather than self-compassion, flexibility and support. Let's see what the Rightsteps team thinks.
So I think personal resilience has been misunderstood for some time. It's almost a case that some people have it and some people don't. And if you don't, then that might be seen as a negative thing.
Absolutely, can agree more. And I think in the workplace, this becomes even more of a challenge. I think resilience is something that everybody has, but you have to work on it. It's not just something that is there, it has to be built upon.
And the workplace context matters so much because you can't think of resilience as just a standalone trait. You have to think about workplace culture, leadership, management, what resources are available to support that individual.
Exactly, and that's something we hear an awful lot. We want our employees to be more resilient, but it's not something that happens overnight. It comes and grows in a culture and an environment where people feel comfortable, they feel valued, they feel listened to, and most importantly, they're able to speak up about their problems and how they're struggling.
And that puts a lot of pressure on people and feeling that they need to constantly improve and become more resilient. And we know that people experience mental health challenges often in the workplace, things like stress, burnout and resilience. And the feeling that they have to constantly try to improve their resilience is going to have a negative impact for some people.
And that tells us a lot about how people are coping. We're seeing increasing sickness levels across the board in all different types of organisations. And these are just increasing year on year. And that tells us an awful lot about how people are feeling and coping. And that's where resilience just gets misunderstood. It's about recognising that somebody's struggling and providing them with the tools and the resources to enable them, to support them and build their resilience.
And I also think it's important that support is available proactively as well as reactively, so people don't necessarily have to wait until they're poorly before they're able to access wellbeing support, and things like manageable workloads, maintenance of boundaries, good work-life balance, and actually the ability to speak up if they're not feeling great. So it's okay not to be okay, and for managers to be prepared to have that conversation, but also encourage that conversation and just ask people, what type of day are you having today?
Listening to that conversation, there's one thing that really stands out. Resilience isn't about fixing people or expecting them to push through. It's often about creating the right conditions around them. But when it comes down to an individual level, what does resilience actually look like in a day-to-day life? And what can be done to build resilience without adding more pressure and expectation? We asked psychotherapist, mediator and trainer and Rightsteps service manager Katie the question that we hear the most. What are the practical steps and strategies that build resilience?
When people ask me about resilience, I always start by saying it's not about fixing yourself. Resilience isn't something which you either have or don't have. It's something you can build gently over time with the right support around you. Resilience starts with awareness and being able to recognise your early signs that you might be struggling. This will look different for everybody, but it could be subtle changes to your mood, your sleep, your appetite, or whether you feel withdrawn or irritable. Being able to notice your own warning signs can help in responding before feeling overwhelmed. Being able to take breaks, set clear boundaries between work and home, and saying no when you need to is a key protective factor when it comes to resilience, because it allows you the opportunity to rest and recover in order to sustain performance or productivity. Having a support network of caring, supportive people that you're able to lean on makes a huge difference to our resilience. Having someone that you can talk to, whether it's a friend, colleague, family member, manager, spouse, or a professional, can help to provide a sense of encouragement, optimism, belonging, and reassurance to help us to cope. Struggling doesn't mean that you're not resilient. It means that you're human. Having a resilient mindset isn't about being hard on yourself and holding yourself to unrealistic expectations. We can all be our biggest critics, but showing self-compassion and having a positive self-view can contribute to having the confidence and faith that you can and will get through something. It can be helpful to accept that setbacks are bound to happen, but to treat yourself with the same kindness that you would treat a friend. Resilience grows through everyday actions, not big leaps. By consistently embedding small habits which support your mental health and well-being into your everyday life, you lower the risk of burnout or things becoming overwhelming. Our acts of self-care will be unique to us, and they don't have to make sense to anybody else. If you find it difficult to embed self-care into your life, then try to schedule it in and plan ahead wherever possible. Figuring out your own self-care strategies can take some time, but it's fundamental to resilience building as it lays the foundations for recovery. If you're unsure where to start, begin with the basics, such as considering more movement and exercise, how you rest, and your nutrition. It sounds a cliche, but it's true what they say about a healthy lifestyle contributing to a better overall sense of mental health and well-being.
Thanks, Katie, and thank you for joining us for Mental Health at Work Day, as we focused on reframing what it means to be resilient, the role that workplaces play, and how we can all take steps to build our own resilience. As workplace mental health specialists, we've seen firsthand that the biggest thing that makes the biggest difference is intention. Creating spaces where people can talk openly, get support early, and know that help is there before things reach crisis point. All of this is key to having psychologically safe environments where resilience is not only able to grow, but our employees are able to thrive. At Rightsteps, we work with organisations of all shapes and sizes in a way that suits them. The truth is, there is no one-size-fits-all approach, but proactive support doesn't need to be costly for it to be effective. It's about understanding what people need and embedding solutions that actually work. If today's conversation has sparked ideas or questions for you, we've created a free interactive e-learning style guide designed to equip people with the skills and knowledge needed to strengthen resilience, both personally and within the workplace. If you'd like to get in touch, explore our range of expert solutions, or speak to a member of our team to understand how we might be able to support your organisation, please just get in touch via our website. Thank you for celebrating Mental Health at Work Day with us today and taking part in this essential conversation.